Good morning, Flosstube. I'm Lorrie, and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch. This is my 13th Flosstube video. Today is August 9th, 2018, and welcome to my video. I've been watching people's videos, and I now consider it a visit to your home and seeing what you're working on and being inspired by you. And I always love my visit. So I hope you enjoy yours as well. And I'm going to start off with life updates. The last time I left you, I told you we were heading over to my son and daughter-in-law's house for their 1-year anniversary. And he surprised her with a dog. They got a rescue dog. Sunday was their actual anniversary, and Sunday he took her, he told her he was taking her away to pack a bag, and they ended up going, I believe it was at a PetSmart that they were holding this adoption. And this is their new puppy. He's about 7 months old, and his name is Ozzy. Oz, and I believe they call him Ozzy. That's about the best I can do in inserting pictures. Sorry about that. You can see more pictures of Ozzy on Michael's website, and that would be Mike Schickalone, or Mike Schick. I'll link it below if anybody's interested in the dog or other photos. Michael's a photographer, and he puts a lot of photos out on his Instagram account. So the second thing I wanted to give you an update on is that Irish Spring soap works. I put a bar out by the 2 pots of tomato plants that I have, and not one squirrel came up to it. We've gotten tomatoes out of it, and I think my husband actually said that if the ones on the plant right now get red and ripe, we'll get our money's worth. We've been getting tomatoes off the plant, and it's really nice. And also the cayenne pepper that I sprinkled on my dahlias, they stopped whatever critter was eating the leaves and the dahlias, and also the cone flowers that I had. As they were starting to grow, they started eating those leaves. And I sprinkled cayenne pepper, and I guess they didn't like the taste of it, and they left the plants alone. And so now that everything seems to be thriving, even though like the rain washes it away and stuff, they haven't come back. So that's another update. Okay, my phone. 2 videos ago I had mentioned that I was going to see if I was due for an upgrade on my phone. According to my other son, James, he said that I should be getting an upgrade. And there's nothing wrong with my phone actually, but I went to see what it was all about. And what I have is an insurance on it. It's through T-Mobile, and it's called a Jump Plan. And I have an option twice a year to turn in my phone and get an updated phone, but I have to pay for it. I think they charge you like $25 a month for the phone into your regular bill. And what we found out when we first got our phones is I got my phone through them, and I was paying it off by monthly. And my husband noticed that on the bill they were charging me tax on the full amount that was not being paid. So if the phone was $600 and I was paying $25, but they would charge me tax on the $600 in addition to the $25 and the rest of the bill. So we decided to pay it off. So I still have the insurance on it if anything happens to it, but technically I don't get a free phone. It's just this Jump program. So the other update, one other update is, let's just move the camera a tad, was this, I don't know what it's called, but it's a light that James bought me for videotaping on my phone. He said once I got a better phone, this would hold the phone, and then the light would turn on. I got it to turn on before a while. I wanted to show you the Yes, it's plugged in. Okay, I can't get it. Okay, it's on. The light is on. And if I go up, there it goes. Okay. So it goes bright and it goes low, I guess. So I said it was great, but that the camera only goes in this way, and you have to, when you use your camera, I believe you have to do it horizontally. So he looked at me and he said, I don't get it. When I stopped working, like, did my brain stop working? Okay, now I need to shut the light. Okay, enough of this. And it has a clip that it clips onto the table. Maybe I'll give it a try and see how my camera works. Over the past 2 weeks that I haven't been visiting with you, I attended a Christmas in July party at Needleworkers Delight, and there were about 40 or 50 people there that day. It was supposed to start at 3, but a lot of people got there at 10 in the morning. I got there somewhere around 1:30, and it went to 9 o'clock. Yes, at around 8:30 we were starting to check out of whatever we bought. We played games. There were prizes, and everybody got to pick out of a basket their discount from 25 to 40%. Yeah, I got 30% off on my purchase for that day, and we had lots of fun, lots of laughs, met a lot of new people and some old. Arlene Cohen was there from Works by ABC. She sat at the table with us, and we were lucky. We were in the back where it was nice and cool. It was a really hot, muggy day that day. And one last update is why you see me with a long sleeve shirt today. I was gardening, and long story short, I have poison ivy, and it's like all up and down my arms and my legs, a little bit here, but it's going away. My sons took my husband for Father's Day. They got tickets, and they went in July to a Yankee game, and I decided, like, okay, what am I going to do besides stitch? I said, I got to do something more. So I decided to go work in the garden, and I went against the back fence that leads into the park, and there was like some debris there, so I decided to start cleaning it up. And I wanted to move my hydrangeas because they were in the straight sun and they weren't doing that well, so I wanted to put it more where it was shady and sunny. Long story short, got poison ivy. So, and he warned me about that too, not going there and touching those things. But needless to say, I did not listen. Lesson learned. Okay, back to stitching. My finishes. Okay, I'm going to reach over and get these two first. I finished Kringle and Woolard. Okay. In the pattern, what I had the pattern here. I do. The trees on this side were half trees. See? And I didn't like that, so I just finished them up. I made them full trees. I ended up lacing the piece in the back on foam core board, and I haven't decided how I'm going to finish it yet, whether I will do try doing a flat fold with this or putting it in a frame. I haven't yet decided, but it's laced and ready to go. And the second piece that I laced was my cherub with the bird, this was a Nora Corbett one I've showed you in the past. I didn't center it on the fabric very well, so when I turn the this around, you're going to see it's lace, but you see how close this is, And the reason it's that close, and I did have to leave this space, is because it was hard to find a frame for it. Now, I found this frame at AC Moore. I know a lot of you don't have AC Moore where you live, but we have it here, and it's a deep frame, as you can see. So there's a glass here, but I didn't bring the glass because I did not want to break it in the meantime. And I have these sticks that I've shown. I'm going to paint these black, and they're going to be placed inside the frame so that the beads do not hit up against the glass. Okay. Now, two of them are a little bit smaller because they're the sides, and two of them are a little bit longer. Okay, so after they go in, now you won't see them when they're painted black. Okay, there you go. Then I'm going to put a mat in there. Now we cut this mat, my husband and I, well, he did, and it's not perfect, so I probably will go have it done professionally, and I'll put it in like that. And then it also comes with a back mat, and with the glass, I'll have this done. And let's see, sideways, this will be painted black, so you won't even see that. And that's how I'm going to finish Cherub with the Bird. And I thought I'd share with you that framing tip so that you can see how those wooden pieces were put in there to keep the beads away. Okay, another finish that I had was one of my cubes. It was a Lizzy cake called Mary, and finished it the same way to put in the 9-hole box that I have. I decided with suggestions from you that I probably will do maybe 3, 4, 5 of them, and then put maybe little Christmas motifs in it this year. Because the more I thought about it, the more I said, where am I going to store them? A bunch of cubes, especially if I decided to do different seasons. So I just think I'll do 3 or 4 and put them in different places, and then fill the boxes with other motifs of the season. So, okay. Oh, then I got on the bandwagon. People were talking about making these travel bags, and I guess you can use them as floss bags or any kind of bag you want to. And you did it out of a placemat. This was the placemat. Now, the ones that most people bought at Walmart, they were $3.97. They were square, a rectangle. They weren't scallop edged. But when I watched the Flosstube on, I think her name was Lorrie Nunemaker. Lorrie from Mischievous Stitches did a video that she showed hers, and she said she made mention to go visit this other one. I will look up the YouTube video that I watched on how to do it, and I will link that video, not link it because I don't know how to link it, but I will write that person's name and video name of how where to go to see if you're interested in doing it. So I bought this, and I was concerned, but she said that if you buy these, just cut the edge, and you'll have a straight edge. So I bought it, but I decided to try it with a placemat that I had made a while ago, and this is the bag. I don't know if you can see it very well. I got this. Let me see if I close this light, if it shows better. It has little hearts, pink and gray, and then blue. And I had put some rickrack around it, and they say to put these tabs on it so that you can hold it when you open it. And it's just a white inside. I did not cut the corners yet, but it gives it stability. Then I did buy that placemat, and I says, I want to try it. So I did it yesterday, and I did the white side out. I like it. I like the white side. I mean, the inside's pretty too. It's that pretty color. And what I did was, once I cut it, I was having trouble deciding how to put the zipper in, because these two bags are the very first zipper items that I've put in. My floss bags that I've made are Vanna's, from Vanna's tutorial. It's with Velcro, it's no zipper. What I did was I had ribbon, same color as the zipper, and I folded the ribbon in half, and I stitched it on the edges so that it would have a finished edge, and then I sewed the zipper on, and I put the two pieces of ribbon at the ends to hold on when you open and close it. And I'll probably bring this one, maybe the other one, on vacation when we go. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, now an unfinished. You're saying an unfinished? Well, you know what? I heard Priscilla say that she didn't like something that she had done, and she wanted to redo it. Well, this was really bothering me, and I was concerned because I glued it with Aleene's glue, and I was afraid of what would happen when I peeled it off. So I did. I peeled it off, and it's the Lizzy Kate Buzzy Spring. And this was the backing that I put it on. I don't know. I just wasn't into it, so I pulled this off. And I have this. And if I could, I would want to pull this off too. But this one's not too bad because it has ladybugs in here, but it also has ladybugs in the center. So that's okay. I'm okay with that. I just have to figure out a different way to display this. I didn't want to make it patriotic all the way. I don't know, that one felt very patriotic. So yes, so I'm going to figure out what to do with that. So that was an unfinished. Okay, I have my notes here because I don't want to forget anything this time. So next is my whips. And as I show them to you, I'm going to place them in a drawer under me. The first one that well actually this is the last one that I worked on and am working on. This is going to be a 4-day rotation. And it's the Farmhouse series, and I'm up to Grandpa's Pickup. Let's see, let's go that way. And this is where I am. I'm working on the house. I explained the first time I picked it up, I did half this house and the border. Then the second rotation, I did finish this block and started this one up to the horses. Then on this rotation, I finished the top of this block and started this block. It's a little difficult of where I'm pointing in the direction of the camera. I feel like I'm going opposite. Okay, then this is the Sampler Company's Plymouth Sampler, and I'm almost done. I think one more rotation and I should be completed with this. Let me stand up. Basically I have the year to put in up here, and then finish this motif, a couple of birds, and my initials, and this should be done. So I think one more rotation with this and I will be done. The next one is, you know, I look at cross stitch as like a crossword puzzle or a puzzle, in that I try to figure out how to do things sometimes. For instance, I'm not going to show you the whole pattern, but when you do something that's all black and across, and instead of doing the whole line and counting, because I know I will make a mistake, I took it in 10 or 15, depending on what motif was there, added that made it a little different. For instance, on Red Riding Hood here, like I think I did the first 17 stitches because it brought me into the motif of the first branch here. And I worked my way across in different segments so that I wouldn't make a mistake of counting. And this is where I am on Red Riding Hood. The first rotation I did all the black at the top, and the second rotation I did the rest so far. Okay, I think 2 more rotations on that and I should see a finish. And then finally on my whips is my Plum Street Heritage Sampler. And the more I work on this, the more I'm enjoying it. That house is going to be a lot, but a lot of white. But it'll get done. And here's where I am on, since the last time you saw it, I filled in the boat, the 3 rowers, the water, and a little bit of the sky or the mountains. And worked down the inner border. So this will be a couple of rotations before I finish it because there's also a lot of sections of 1/1, which if you've been with me for a while, you know I'm not the greatest at it, but I decided to do it. Okay, I'm going to show you some haul. A lot of my patterns are on order and flosses because you can't always carry everything that everybody wants at all the times. So I was there yesterday with my friend Alva, and I know Alva watches my videos. Hi Alva! See you on Tuesday. And here's some of the haul that I did get. I bought some floss. Hold it against the fabric just so that you can see some of the colors. I'm not going to go through them all. They're just various ones that I needed for various projects. Some classic color work, some weeks dye works. I bought a Lugana 28 count Weigert in mushroom. It's like a brownish tan. And then I bought a Wedgwood color 28 count as well. This is Silk Weaver in Lugana. I bought one Daffodil. It's like a yellow. And these are smaller pieces that I picked up. This is one that happens to be 13 by 9. And this one, oh actually this is a 25 count Lugana. And it's like a light yellow. I think that'd be nice. And I got ivory, different shades, different sizes. They have different sizes of ivory, a large one and 2 smaller pieces. This pattern came in. I ordered this. I bought 3 of them from McKenna. She was having at the attic sale, and I'm missing, I believe it's house number 1, the blue one. So as I look at it, it's like the opposite of this house, where the house is on one side and the excuse me, and the palm tree is on the other. I'm going to try and see if I can find it, the other pattern somewhere, and do it, or just do the 4 of them. I haven't decided, but I need to find the blue house. I picked up Liberty Lane from Country Cottage Needleworks. I don't think I'll get to it this year. I always loved the bunting when everybody showed it. Priscilla and Chelsea, she changed up some of the colors, and it was really beautiful. I'll go back to her blog and see what colors she used and maybe switch it up as well. I also purchased my very first grime guard. I love this. Actually, I put it on last night on my farmhouse Christmas that I'm working on, and it looked pretty. It looked so pretty against the fabric and the thing. So I'm going to enjoy it. This is an 11 by 11. I'm going to enjoy working with that. Okay, now I picked up, oh here it is. I picked up some ribbons. Joanns was having a 70% off on ribbons. So I see Priscilla also use a lot of black for summer with her sunflowers. I bought a lot of sunflowers, and they're around the house now with decorations for summer. But I picked up some of the check that I was able to find at Joanns at 70% off. And then I went to Hobby Lobby, and everybody was saying that Hobby Lobby was having a 66% sale on their spring stuff. Well, by the time I got there, it was 90%. So this, that was originally $20, ended up being $2. And okay, here we go again. I saw Priscilla use this as a frame for one of her pieces, and I was looking down to see if I could pull it out right away, but I was hoping that Farmhouse Christmas could fit in here, and I could finish it before Christmas, and then put it on a flat sticky board or foam core, and ruffle it up and use this as a frame. So that's my intention. If it fits, that's what I plan to do with that one. And then I also purchased 90% off. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet, but I like them. These two, I could put a cake stand in between them and maybe display things in it. I haven't yet decided what, but I mean, for a couple of dollars, to me it was worth it. And then my husband found this one. This is like almost like you would an old-fashioned scale, but I think eventually I'm going to put this outdoors and hang flowers in it. So, oh, sorry for the loud noise. All right. Okay. I'm going to just show a quilt real quick before I tell you about my plans. And it fell. This quilt I'm showing, it's on my chair, is especially for Lynda Jo, Pretty Southern. She visited her husband's family in New York, and they made a trip down into Manhattan, and they visited a place that she's been to before called Pearl. I believe it's P-U-R-L, and it's on Broome Street in the Village. And they sell quilting material, they sell yarn, Shiseido threads and needles and patterns. They have books there of how to knit, how to quilt. I believe they have some cross stitch. They sell wools, felted wools, wool to use in projects. They're not inexpensive, but last year, I guess it's a year and a half ago now, when I retired, the workers gave me a gift card to Pearl, and I purchased some fabric there. And with that fabric, I made this quilt. And I told Lynda Jo that I was going to show it because I think she would really like it. The pattern is from Wendi Gantz, G-A-N-T-Z. I'll also link it below. And she has videos called Shiny Happy World, and she shows you how she does it. And I watched her videos, and I tried it. So this is my wall hanging quilt. She didn't have the Blue's Clues dog. Let's see, in the middle bottom one. I drew that myself, and I made some changes to the patterns. I think I gave this dog some hair. I was thinking of Snoopy, but I guess his ears should have been longer. But anyway, the fabrics that I bought with that gift card, I made this wall hanging. So I hope you liked it, Lynda Jo. I know you're a quilter. Alrighty, that's where I am now. This morning I was starting to get everything together, and it took me about 2 hours to get everything ready that I wanted to show you and talk about. And I turned on the computer to make the video, and my son had given me a camera, auxiliary camera, and I didn't know how to switch it from the computer camera to that camera. So I was getting frustrated. I had to call him at work. Well, I didn't call him, I texted him. And we chatted, and then he says, Is it plugged in correctly? I says, yeah, it's plugged in. He goes, do you have any other ports? So I said, yeah. So he says, try it on a side. I said, I have a side port. And he goes, try it. So I tried it, and the light came on. And I was able to switch the camera for better viewing. So it started early in the morning, and now we're at noon. So I know a lot of people say that it's not easy preparing for Flosstube video, because you want to make sure you tell people what you promised to tell them from past videos, and you know, there's new things you'd like to share. So so I wrote everything down for basically for that reason. So I just want to go over what my plans are. And that brings me to crossword puzzles. I love doing crossword puzzles. And yesterday, I mean, what I'm going to tell you has been in my mind for a while because I had to get everything together. But just yesterday, the clue was extreme enthusiasm. Well, I couldn't think of the word until I did the words going in the opposite directions. And the answer was mania. So that's what it reminds me of. Of course, it wasn't spelled like our Stitch Mania, M-A-Y, it was M-A-N-I-A. But it's enthusiasm. And that's what I was going, or that's what I am going for again. I enjoyed Stitch Mania. I picked a lot of small projects so that I could see finishes, but every 2 days I started a new project. And with the projects that I've been working on, it's not, I don't want to say it's redundant because every 4 days I'm doing something new, but it's going back to them over and over again. So I'm going to do September startitis, because that's what I have. I have startitis. I want to start more things. I'm buying and buying, and I forget what I have, and I want to see some progress. I want to do stuff. So here are my plans for September, and I'm going to work on it for 2 days and then move on to a new project. And I'm going to do this until approximately the 24th of September, because then after that we'll be leaving in a couple of days after that for vacation. And I'll talk about that in another video. But I'm going to share with you the projects that I'll be working on. And then as I complete these projects throughout the months of, I guess, October and November, I'm going to then add new ones, because I think that's what gets me so excited all the time, is to start something new and see where it goes. Okay, so the first one is going to be September 1st. I'm doing my very first SAL, and that's going to be the Home for the Holidays, 'Tis the Season. Unfortunately, it's been ordered. It's over a month that I've ordered it, and it's still not in. When I went yesterday, I checked on it, and he just said it's not in. We'll leave it at that. So I said, well, I get it. I says, we have a stitch along going, and I would love to have it for that. So he's saying he hopes so. So that's my plan for September 1st and 2nd. If it doesn't come for September 1st and 2nd, I hope sometime in September so that I can join along. I know everybody says you don't have to start if you can't, but I definitely want to do that. I want to start with that. That's my goal. Okay. So then the next one is going to be Lizzy Kate Winter. And I'm going to do it on a smoky gray 18 count Ada. That'll be the first one. I'm going to go fast because I don't want to keep you. It's over 30 minutes. The next one is going to be Lizzy Kate. Yes, I can drive a stick, in honor of driving a stick, which I don't drive a stick. It's impossible for me to learn. And I'm going to do it on this fabric that I dyed myself. I had originally wanted to do Terrets in Town on this, but I think it was just a little bit too small. And it calls for black, so I'm going to do black, and I'm going to do it on this, and I hope it really stands out because I have some Halloween fabric that black and orange that I can do a little pillow with that one. The next one is Mani di Donna, Lady's Hands, and I'm going to do the winter pillow. Try to get in a little bit closer. Focus. It's not focusing. I'm sorry. But I'm going to do that one, and I believe I have picked out Lugana 28 count in light taupe. Okay, the next one is a Plum Street Gould Tidings. Oops, Gould Tidings. And that I'm going to try doing on the Springfield Sage. It's kind of greeny, a light green, and there's a little bit of green in here. I'll see how it looks when I do a floss toss. I did pull the floss. Okay, next is Plum Street Merry 2. And I'm going to do that on an 18 count, what was this called? Stone Gray. Stone Ada. 18 count. So that's Plum Street. After that one is a Brenda Gervais Bobbing for Pumpkins. I know a lot of people did this last year, and I loved it. So I'm doing it this year. And I'm going to try a new fabric of Jazlyn. Chris from Crisscross Stitches had given me a piece of Jazlyn hand-dyed that she said, here, try it. But I haven't, because I want to say that it's a blue dyed fabric. It's gorgeous. And I wanted to save it for something really special. She was doing Garden of Erie on that, and it looked gorgeous. I don't have that pattern, but I'm going to hold off on what I'm going to do with that, because it has to be perfect, because she gave it to me and I want it to be special. But Bobbing for Pumpkins, I'm going to do try this on a Willow Green, it's called. And see how that looks. And then Pumpkins for Sale from Little House. A lot of people did this last year, and I don't know if I'll do it on a cube. I might just do it as a flat finish, and I'm going to try that on Dirty Ada 18 count. The next one is going to be a Lizzy Kate, and I am going to do Autumn. I believe I'm going to do Autumn. Let's see, what did I write for Lizzy Kate? Autumn Smalls, I guess. And I'm going to do that on a Picture This Plus Wren. It's a small piece that I bought. I love this Wren. I love Wren, and I forget the other one that I love from them. But I always buy it from Picture This Plus. If it comes to me, I'll mention it, but yeah, Autumn. And then Little House Needleworks Autumn ABCs. I'm just doing it on a 16 count Ada that I coffee tea dyed. I don't know if it doesn't, it's not white, but I followed Priscilla and Chelsea. Only the thing is, I don't put it in the oven. I rinse it and I throw it in the dryer. Then I'm going to start one that Alison sent me, or gave me, at the New Jersey retreat, Joy. I love this. It's beautiful. And I'm going to do that. It calls for an antique white, so I have a Swigert 28 count antique white that I will, I don't know if that piece is large enough, but they carry that a lot, so I'll make sure that the piece is large enough. And then yesterday I went to get the fabric for Holiday Quaker. This will be my last piece that I'll be working on in September, and they're dyeing the fabric for me. It was either going to be a light blue modeling or a gray, and I decided to go with the winter gray on this one. And so they're dyeing it for me, and he said I should have it soon. Alrighty. Okay, those are my plans for September, and I hope to do a short video the end of August before all of that starts, and then let you know where I am in my progress of the whips that I'm working on now. And then I just want to do some shout outs, a few, and one of them is the country stitchers Liz and Deb. I know a lot of people watch them, and they are amazing, and their friendship is awesome. It's so nice to see them talk with each other and share with us what they do, and what they do together, and where they go, and just everything about them is so sweet. And they're hosting a stitch along, and it's a round robin. I thought about participating in it, but I just felt like I wasn't yet experienced enough maybe to participate in it, to know what to choose, and the fabrics, and the threads, and the motifs. So I wanted to see what everybody else did this time, and maybe next time I will try it. I mean, if they host it again, or if anybody else hosts it and I get to hear of it, I would love to, because I just love hearing on people's videos how their group, how they're getting along, and what they're doing, and how they're mailing things. And I just think that sounds like so much fun, and I hope to be able to do something like that. If there's ever another one going on, I would love that. Another one is Snug Harbor Crafts, and that's Debbie and Kephron. Debbie is a crafter besides a stitcher, and what she does with her Cricut, I have a Cricut, I have never used it, brand new. I took it out of the box, never used it. I don't know how many years old it is. I'm the type of person that I like to do things with people, do it with somebody, and I don't have that. And I think that's why I buy things with good intentions, but I never use that Cricut. So it's, oh well. Anyway, she does beautiful things with her Cricut as far as craft things, and I love hearing Kephron talking about the different beauty tips. Because of my poison ivy, I didn't get to go to Ulta. I was planning a trip to Ulta before this all happened, and I've had this now over a week. Like, yeah, Saturday will be 2 weeks, Sunday. And so once this poison ivy subsides, I will be going there and trying some of the things that Kephron mentioned, especially the stuff for the eyebrows. I'm really curious about that one. Okay, another cross stitcher I'd like to mention is the Broadway stitcher. Her name is Carmen, and she lives in New York, and she has been stitching for many years. She's lived in Miami, Arizona, trying to think, and New York City. And what she's been doing is she's been going to various places in New York and videotaping there and sharing that also on her video. And she called the Broadway stitcher because she loves Broadway. And yeah, I love Broadway too, but I don't get a chance to go there too often. But she talks about different plays, she reviews them, and she's a great stitcher. She just shared some needlepoint that she did years ago, and it was beautiful. It's on a box. Check her out. Definitely check her out. Alrighty. I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed your visit. I hope you come back again. Please subscribe. Thumbs up if you can. Make sure you hit the bell so that you get updates whenever a new video comes up. Hopefully I'll be with you again the end of August, right before my stitch-itis sets in. I'm really excited to do that. I guess I'll be doing Stitch Mania more often, doing more items, maybe one every day. But every other day really worked for me, so I think I'm going to give that a try. I have my floss bags ready on the side here. I have a lot of these types. I like seeing through them, plus the ones I've made. So I'm going to set everything up, get it all ready, and hopefully September 1st I'll be able to start with 'Tis the Season. Until next time, have a great stitchy weeks. Stay well. My thoughts and prayers to everybody who's affected by those fires. My heart and prayers go out to you. Yeah, it's horrible. I hope things turn around for everyone out there. But on a happy note, be good to each other, be kind, have fun. Bye now.